Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. We're getting our Final Fantasy XIV stream started today. We're in Shadowbringers, currently in Tomra. We've got to build a big talos today and go fight through a dungeon to reach Lord Vauthry, ultimately. So we've got a little bit to get done today. How are you doing today? I hope everything's going okay for you. Let us know down in the comments if you'd like. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any tips and suggestions, anything you'd like to talk about, put it there too, because that's what we're here for. Chat with you while we enjoy the game together. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and get going. Get moving on. We had to go down and speak with Alice next here, it looks like. Hey, Blitz, good morning. How are you doing there? What is going on here with Alice too? I'm doing great. We should clear this zone today. Trying to jump. There we go. Now it's working. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Not much to report. A little tired, I guess, but I'll be taking off tomorrow, so I can rest up a little bit then. Enjoy this exciting music until we finish clearing the zone here, then change back to the normal music again. Well, look, Anne, people from all over have come to help us quarry stone. And this isn't even all of them. As we speak, the volunteers Thancred and Reen recruited are being escorted to the work site, and by both Crystarium and Yulmoran soldiers, no less. So as you can see, we have plenty of hands. There's just one problem. We don't have enough tools to put in them. We've been desperately trying to round up more, but we haven't had much luck so far. Well, guess what? Pickaxes from the dwarves. Trust you to have exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. Well, what are you waiting for? Go and hand them out to everyone so they can get to work. Alright, I can do that. We're ready to do our bit, Anne. We just need tools to do it with. How about 5 pickaxes? Pickaxes, loads of them. Now we may all work to our heart's content. While I don't have many talents, I do have a strong back, and what strength I have, I'll gladly use for the sake of peace. We got the ladder moving again, didn't we? If we join hands, there's no talos we can't build. I still haven't repaid you and Alphino for saving me, and I'm not sure I ever could. But that ain't going to stop me trying. I'm with you to the end. Yeah. Come on, you lot. Look lively. Yeah, nodding our heads makes us look lively. We've come, Anne. In case you're wondering, Guthjon is here too. Couldn't wait to start breaking rocks though, so he's gone on ahead. He could have at least left us a spare set of tools. Don't fret, Magnus. We've got some for you right here. Ah, wonderful. Now we can be about it too. Quarrying isn't exactly my stock in trade, but this time I feel as though my wife will be with me, guiding my hand. So let's make it happen. Let's build a world where everyone can live without fear, where everyone has a place they can go home to. Right then, let's be on our way. What are you still doing here, Thap? I thought you'd brought your own tools. I did, and I was just about to head off when I saw Jarrett. Oh gods. Oh gods. If this plan works and the giant talos comes to life. Just imagine the size of the trolley it could push. Imagine it! Okay. Are you still raving on about that? How many times do I have to tell you that's not what the talos is for? Where the hells would the tracks even go? There's bound to be somewhere. You just need a little imagination. Seeing as the stoneworks is involved, maybe we could have a trolley added to the design. Enough! We're going to work. And if I hear any more about trolleys from you, I'll have you pushing one yourself. Okay, boss. Long time no see, traveler. Are you waiting to be issued a pickaxe too? Actually, I come to bring you pickaxes. Oh, you clearly weren't, and now neither are we. Rest assured, we will put these to good use and work very, very hard. Of course, one cannot work on an empty stomach, which is why I brought some tasty worms to share. Worms. As much as we would all enjoy a treat, perhaps the worms are best saved for afterwards? Greetings, Anne. You may not remember me, but I'm one of the carers from the inn at Journey's Head. After night return to Amarang, we noticed a change in our patients. The transformation had halted in every one of them. I can't express what it did to the mood of the place. We were still celebrating days later when who should come along but Alice. She said that she sought the aid of those who believed in the Warrior of Darkness. We all answered her call right there and then. Of course, some few carers had to remain behind, but as many of us came as could be spared. I too have great respect for the Warrior of Darkness. When we meet, I'll be sure to treat them to a nice plump worm. Hey, Attack Chicken, welcome. Good morning. How are you doing today? My thanks, Anne. With that, everyone is now equipped to work. I think I'll go and join the soldiers standing guard over the volunteers. It would be a shame if they fell prey to sin eaters after all the trouble we've gone to. Right, let us see that this plan is a resounding success, for the sake of all in Norbrand. Yeah, well, that's kind of the that's kind of the sound of it, isn't it, Attack Chicken and Adventurer? I just did it to be grammatically correct and generic, really. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you were here when I talked about I was trying to name the character Audible Zen, but apparently the LE from Audible and the Z from Zen coming out as Les, I think. They must have flagged that. They wouldn't let me make that name no matter what I did. Can't put an apostrophe in there or anything to split it up. And it was just, yeah, it was really strange that I couldn't make the character's name Audible Zen. I could make it Zen Audible, or put something else in there between the Audible and the Zen. And that would work okay. So yeah, names are just weird, and it doesn't make sense that you should have to worry about carrying over from the first name to the last name like that. Well, my friend, it appears we are the only ones left here. If you've no other pressing tasks, would you care to accompany me to Amity? There, Ishtola is overseeing those who will imbue the talos with magics. Come, let us join them at once. Yeah, I actually tried making like the first name Audible Zen or the last name, but it's just a combination of those letters in sequence, whether it breaks across the first and the last name or not, apparently. Took me a while to figure it out. I couldn't believe that that's what they were flagging, but that's what it seemed to be. Too many minions? No, I don't think I need any. Don't need it. Don't need any for this character, anyways. Yeah. Or do you have a good one you'd like me to use? If you've got one you'd like me to put on this character for the game, I could certainly do that. I haven't collected anything outside what you normally get while playing through the game, really. Ah, good of you to join us. I'm pleased to say we have gathered ample help for the imbuing. With Master Chai in the process of finalizing his design, I have taken the liberty of dispatching all hands to their positions. You hurtle along as though I have my house in order, but quite frankly, this is the most disorganized mess of a project I've ever overseen. And I haven't spent nearly as much time as I would like on my calculations. Yeah, if you bring some minions with you, really I just need to use one perhaps. I was wanting to change out my Raubon minion anyways, so yeah, I could use an extra one. That'd be cool. So, thou hast proclaimed loudly and frequently, Master Chai, yet, from my perspective, a layman's though it may be, haste notwithstanding, thou hast gone to great lengths, abiding by proven methodology to ensure the integrity of thy design. Ugh, boy, he's a mouthful. Aye, well, that's just the bare minimum that's expected of us at the Stoneworks. Though our glory days are behind us, I've not forgotten our time-honored traditions. Ah, but I should mention that the Exarch delivered the ore I asked for. Earthseed, I believe he called it. In that quantity, I believe we can fashion a suitable heart for the talos. And then everything will be in readiness, or so I would like to say. Yeah, he's word salad. I don't try to really voice any of them, to be honest with you. It's all just whatever voice you get from me. And then everything will be in readiness, or so I would like to say. Is there a problem? In a talos of, well, any reasonable size, a single heart will serve to circulate ether throughout the chassis, but given the unprecedented proportions of that which we seek to build, I doubt that will be the case. By installing smaller peripheral hearts at intervals, I believe that we can maintain a stable ether flow, thereby solving the problem. However, we don't have enough ore for this purpose. Not for it, but to procure more, I suppose. Runar, mayhap now is a good time to bring them out. A moment, my friends. There is something I would show you. And what do you have, Runar? I have a bowl with something. I say, are these not heartstones? They are, the most prized possession of we of the Knights Blessed, and these belong to our kindred who have left us. Yeah, Runar and Ishtola. Immersed in water imbued with fervent prayer, these stones harbor no small amount of magic. And we may imbue them with yet more prior to their installation on the talos. What think you? Being from a different region, these cannot be used for the main heart. The peripheral ones, on the other hand, I believe they will serve. Excellent. When Master Matoya spoke to us of the role we are to play, the heartstones immediately came to mind. Of course, before bringing them with me, I made certain to consult my fellows first. After all, the stones bear the precious lives of those who have gone to the Sunless Sea. But we have now beheld the Sunless Sea with our very own eyes, and by the gentle lights that glimmer on high, we know that there is peace beyond. Thus are we also at peace. If our heartstones may serve to restore night to all the world, gladly do we give them. So, Master Chai, if you could instruct us how to distribute the heartstones. And Anne, for good luck, may I ask that you imbue one as well? Okay. Rest assured, it is not difficult. Simply raise your hand and focus as you would when attuning to an aetherite. Imbue the jade-colored stone first, or imbue the jade-colored stone here if you would be so kind. Yes, I am in Khousia. I'm in the town of, what is this town here? I forget what they call this little town. The familiar-looking heartstone appears to glow faintly. That will do. Thank you, Anne. If this heartstone appears familiar, it is because it belonged to Todia. It bears the collective hope of the Knights Blessed, the hope that none shall ever again be sacrificed to sin-eaters. Right. I've identified the spots on the talos where the stones are needed. See that they're amply imbued, then install them as I've indicated on this diagram. Understood. We will set about the task at once. When the talos awakens and the way to Mount Gulg is secured, we shall sally forth. It promises to be a trying climb, so take what rest you can in the meantime. We will see you soon. A moment, Urianger. You said that you would have measures ready in the event that our friend fails to contain the light. Do you? Be assured that I do. All which I require lieth in this land. I trust you, Urianger. And I swear to thee that thy trust is not misplaced. As ardently as I pray for the preservation of this world, so too do I pray for thy safety. So rest easy, my friend, and take such ease as thou mayest, the better to be ready for the trials to come.
Chinese. I'm told the rock for the chassis is more or less ready, all quarried and shaped and laid out. That just leaves the imbuers to do their work. I'll continue checking my calculations up until the very last moment, but it's only a matter of time now. We managed to rally nigh everyone in Norvrand for this endeavor. That's a remarkable feat in itself. But will it be enough? Let's see, will it be enough? There's no point worrying about such things now. I'll get back to my calculations. You, meanwhile, should go and rest as your friend suggested. My wife and the Exarch should be in the tavern. Why don't you join them? Oh, and Anne? Thank you. Oh, there we go. I gotta do that one. You didn't happen to see a lone girl over at Top Rung, did you? It was her turn to keep an eye on the ladder, but she's well past due to return. Oh, you don't have to come over here, Attack Chicken. If you want to just hang out in Tomra or something, that's fine. It's actually east of the big ladder, if that helps, southeast of Tomra. No, I wonder what could have. The two of us were once bonded citizens, you see, and we were not treated well. But even after fleeing here to Amity, it seems our experience in Yulmore has left my friend distrustful of most other folk. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that she simply ran and hid when she saw you coming up the cliff. It wouldn't be the first time. I know it's a lot to ask, but do you think you could find her and calm her down? A soothing word from a stranger might go a long way towards rebuilding her confidence. The Exarch, he went outside a moment ago, my dear. I would have thought you would have seen him. He kept me company for a short while, but then he came over rather pale. He's clearly been straining himself, the poor thing. Anyway, he excused himself, saying that he needed a breath of fresh air. Weak as he looked, I did offer to go with him, but he assured me he would be fine. I do hope he's all right. Hey, there's Serpent Lady. Oh, those look like some fun ones. Thank you. Well, you've got quite a haul there, it looks like. You get those by running roulettes a lot? Yeah, thanks for the directions, Blitz. I don't want to fill up my inventory. That ought to be plenty of minions there, I think. So thank you for that. Merciful Thumpiest. All right. Well, at least I've got you on friends list now, so that'll be good. Oh, yeah, I guess I should go ahead and use them up. That'll use up the inventory space here. Oh, that might be the one I'm going to use here, maybe. Oh, okay, get them from seals. I see. Oh, and yeah, I've got that Unicolt on one of my other characters. I like that one. I think I will try. Let's see which one I'm gonna try here. I wanted to use the. Where is that? The otter, I think. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to use. Let's see, otter. Thank you. Appreciate that, Merciful Thumpius. Thank you for the contribution there. We appreciate it. All right, let's see if we can get some of this stuff moved along here. We'll go do the Ether Current quest, just for starters. Glad to get some of them out of your inventory. I know how that feels. Inventory management is usually a challenge for me as well. Try speaking with them first. No, please, just let me go. And speak again. Please, I did nothing wrong. Yep, they seem convinced that I'm here to apprehend her. Yep, I should try soothing them. Oh, thanks, Attack Chicken. I will. If we need to, we'll probably need one. We'll be getting into Vauthry using duty support, of course. But yeah, the dungeon I can run with duty support, and fighting Vauthry after that. I'll need to do the duty finder. That's what I'm trying to say. Keep forgetting words. I saw you come up the ladder. You're a bounty hunter from Yulmore, aren't you? I'm just a traveler. Oh, I just thought, since I used to work as a servant to a husband and wife in Yulmore, the Lord would make all manner of suggestive comments, but I did my best to ignore or rebuff his advances. And then one day, the lady accused me of tempting her husband. She pulled me aside and had me beaten near to death. Ouch. That's why I ran from you. I was so certain she'd sent someone to drag me back. Forgive me. I didn't mean to cause you or Izumi any trouble. I'll head straight back and let her know I'm all right.
Ah, you're back. Thank you for going out of your way to find my friend. It's a small step, but I'm glad she was able to talk to you. Here, a little something from the both of us to reward your kindness. Wow, thank you for the ether current. I appreciate it. What did I pick up here? Soul, so that's on my number 8. Well, I haven't been using. Oh, that's level 82. Yeah, I won't be able to use it in any dungeons here or the duties, I think. Changing the action to harvest moon. Alright. Reacquainting myself with some of these things. Alright, let's go find the Crystal Exarch next then. Handy dandy quest pointer shows us he's somewhere in this area. Survey, 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 survey. Survey says the Exarch does not appear to be nearby. Hey there, Shoe Bill. Hey there, Exarch. This is a nice picturesque point here. Kind of like that. That's interesting. The music changes here right at the very end because we're down in the other part, I guess. Huh. Curiouser and curiouser.
The future is where my destiny awaits. Forgive me, I was lost in a dream. I needed some fresh air and thought to rest for a moment. It would seem I am more fatigued than I realized. Too much time away from the tower, I fear. It drains me. Leaves my body frail and weak. Though, in truth, it is debatable whether I can still call this my body. When first I turned my mind towards the salvation of the world, I came to the conclusion that it would take many long years, many more than remain to me. And so I made myself one with the Crystal Tower, that I might live indefinitely. I am but an extension of it now, hence my weakness the farther I travel, and the longer I am away. It has been quite a journey, but thanks to you, the end is in sight. My wish will finally be fulfilled. How goes the construction effort?
Going pretty good.
Then this may be the last moment we have to ourselves for a while. Come, sit with me. Tell me, when all of this is over, what will you do?
I'll settle matters with the Empire.
Ah, yes. Even should we succeed in forestalling the 8th umbral calamity, the spectre of war will remain. But to declare your intent with such easy resolve, you truly are a hero's hero, my friend.
No, I just know what the game designers have in store next, that's all.
But whatever it is you decide to do, I have every confidence that you will do well. For you have the strength to forge your own path. You will leave countless lives better than you found them, and the souls you touch will never forget your kindness. Then, in trying times, when you question your worth and your choices, they will raise their voices to remind you of the difference you have made. And thus will your deeds come to affirm your path. Remember this.
What will you do when this is over?
When this is over, indeed. I once told you that there are things we can ill afford to lose. Things, I said, though in truth I spoke of a person. One who is unaware of the full extent of my plans. Though she deserves to know, I have good reason to keep my counsel. I have come to terms with this in my mind, yet my heart yearns to lay everything bare. For she is my inspiration, and I would give much and more for the chance to speak with her as friends, with no thought of concealment. Should she indulge me with her tales, I would regale her with my own. About my efforts in Northrend, perhaps. Though, ultimately, that tale is more yours than it is mine. Then, I would ask her about her next adventure. And if she should wish me to be a part of it, oh, how happy it would make me. Together we would travel the lands and cross the seas and take to the skies upon the eternal wind. My heart swells simply to imagine it.
Oh yeah, maybe he did more crystal than he thought he should, being slumped there on the against the rock. Yeah, I don't know about him. Who knows? But yeah, he's just weak from being too far from the tower, it looks like.
But all of this is contingent upon our victory in the coming battle. The people of this world have entrusted their hopes to us. We cannot fail them. Nor those who roused me from my slumber. Thank you for your company, my friend. Let us return to Amity.
Worry not, my friend. I am much relieved for the fresh air, and your fine company, of course. Now then, let us turn our thoughts back to the task at hand. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace in the Source, Your Radiance, I have taken the liberty of quashing the vile rumors that your heir is possessed by a devil. With the nation in the grip of war, we may rely on patriotic zeal to prevent them from resurfacing. And what of Emmett Selk? He has taken himself to the First to usher that world to its end. Or so I believe. He did not disclose the details of his mission, having ever preferred to work alone. Even to those who have known him since the beginning, his actions can prove unpredictable. That's the Lord of Chaos for you. I am no stranger to his ways. He joys in playing me for a fool. Full many times have I been convinced I was acting of my own volition, only to discover all was as he willed it. My dear grandfather. On the subject of our esteemed colleague, his last report, though brief, did contain one item of interest. You have doubtless wondered why the scions of the Seventh Dawn have not taken the field of late. It is because they are no longer in the Source. The hero of the scions has journeyed to the First, as have her comrades, albeit incompletely. Their bodies yet remain here in the Source. This presents an opportunity. If we can defeat the Alliance prior to the Scion's return, we may eliminate their order at a stroke. And with the Scions gone, none shall remain to thwart our plans. It will be but a matter of striking down the hero upon her homecoming. Which, lest you forget, is essential to the realization of our objective, of both of our objectives. Through Heidelin's meddling, her champions threaten to wrest the reins of fate from our grasp. The world is at risk of being dragged down the false path, one which will never see man reclaim his true form. 'Tis unthinkable that he should supplant us, incomplete as he is. Such a fate, devolution is abhorrent. Such a devolution is abhorrent. And it must be stopped before it is too late. The hour has come, Your Radiance. Order your armies to march once more. Crush all who stand in your way. This is your heart's desire, is it not? To seize a victory that is yours and yours alone, for the future of Garlemald. Oh dear, you do not wear the mummer's motley well. I was never one to take an interest in tedious conflicts.
The whereabouts of my one true friend, however, they interest me greatly. I but hope the beasts of this first are providing her proper sport. I would know every detail, Lord Xenos, or would you rather I call you Elidibus? Unexpected. Most unexpected. That immortality should be within the reach of one with a borrowed echo. You have outdone yourself, Xenos Ye Galvus. I have no particular attachment to that name, but I am rather fond of that body. Without it, I cannot enjoy my hunt to the fullest. Your secrets or my flesh, I care not which you give me first. The choice is yours. Oh, yeah. Will the real Xenos please step forward? There we go. There's our Ether Current main story quest. Right, so while the two of you are away, I received word that everything is in place, meaning we can proceed with awakening the talos. Once we imbue the magic, it will stir itself and immediately carry out its designated function, namely, taking Mount Golg in its grasp. And we may be certain that Vauthry will not look on in idleness as we beat a path to his front door. Once our plans are set in motion, there will be no turning back. So, see to your preparations as meticulously as you may, and I will give the order to proceed as soon as you are ready. No time like the present, Exarch. Give the word and I will relay the order to awaken the talos. Engage! Very well, let us begin.
Word from the Exarch. All is set on his side, and we may proceed when ready.
Well, we have sufficient stone for our needs.
Likewise, preparations for the imbuing have been made according to thine exacting instructions.
Then you need only say the word.
Let us begin. See that everyone is in position. We shall catch Vauthry, mountain and all.
Here it comes! not lost your touch, you clever old bugger?
Do you see what they're doing? If its hands are damaged, it won't be able to cling to the mountain.
Oh, I knew this was a terrible idea.
Vauthry marshals the Eaters to his defense. This was only to be expected. We must try and draw as many of them down to the ground as possible. It may not be enough, but we have no other choice. Is that?
Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold and cruel and heartless.
Heartless.
Summon us in times of need, we expressly said, yet what should we find but the final battle joined without so much as a whisper of our name?
I'm sorry, Feol.
Yes, we may also have said that we Fae folk have no interest in the struggles of men.
And the game designers didn't give me an option to call on you, so sorry about that.
But if our adorable sapling had come crying to us for help, we would of course have flown to her aid. Of course we would. What are we to do with her? We are so very, very sad. You will play with us. Cheer us up again!
I think they're mad at me.
This I did not expect, but I will gladly accept their help. I will send word to Y'shtola and the others. Join them at the foot of Mount Gulg and be ready to make the ascent.
Alright, final push here. Let's go trigger that dungeon. Everyone is here? Good. The talos has taken hold of the mountain. As planned, we will use its body as a bridge to reach Vauthry's sanctuary. The Sin Eaters will make us work for every yalm, of course. But we will carve a path through their ranks and meet with their master regardless. Last one there's a rotten egg. Yay. All right, let's see, get this underway then. Try some duty support here. Let's see, I want to use Urianje, I think.
Our fates are not yet sealed.
And
Here we go.
There we go.
So it is you. You will not defile my new paradise. I shall protect thee.
Excuse me.
I'll show you.
tracers of aiming. Oh,
I will not suffer it!
Okay. Looks like a demon wall. That's what they call demon wall first, I guess.
I'll show you.
Casting gear.
No closer! Filthy creatures! protect thee.
Fending. Casting, healing, and fending so far. And aiming.
I am righteousness! And righteousness will prevail!
You go right on ahead believing that, Vauthry.
Can't you do anything by yourself?
Yeah, in Soviet Russia, Rubik's Cube plays you. Oh, some more aiming gear there.
Prepare yourself! Together we shall overcome this!
Revolver, okay. Gun.
formidable.
Alright, somebody just about died there. There you go, Ring. Getting trapped there next to things.
You underestimate me. Now I've got you.
If you will not be discouraged. Prepare yourself!
They don't seem to be making much of an effort to move.
Prepare yourself! Stop that, damn you! I don't care what it takes!
I'll show you.
heck? Can't get to the right spot. Around those. Not easy for me to judge anyways. Alright, limit break 2 ready. I finally got something. A ring of slaying that I could use. Yeah, those are a bit odd mechanics for sure. You just have to know how far out from those extras that the circle should go, and then maybe I could figure out where to stand in the other clear area that she makes there. Oh well. It's not so much damage that it's a one-shot at least, so that's not too bad. Just makes it hard. Harder for me anyways. See what we got. Got that ring. That'll push us up to 401. Nice, 401. Yeah, it's because we got 418 and a 412 on the rings. We could use some upgrades for our neck and wrist pieces. Oh, and actually this Menphina's earring is no longer doing anything for us, I think. Yeah, because it's only for below 18 and below, but it is an eye level 430 piece, so that's still pretty good. Okay, decent eye level gear on us there, so we're pretty good right now. Something went into our inventory. Some weapons. Yeah, I better clear some armory chest space here while I'm thinking about it. And I'll go trade those to our Grand Company. Doesn't look like anything else is in danger of filling up anytime within the next little bit anyway. Alright, that should be good.
The end is near, my friends. We have found Vauthry's hiding place.
Unrepentant villains! Will you not be satisfied until you have brought disaster down upon your own heads? By your wickedness, you stand to gain naught but ceaseless conflict. Had you only trusted fate to me, there would have been peace for all. You could have lived bliss in my eternal paradise, free from the burdens of conscience and purpose.
Peace assumes many forms. And I do not doubt that you considered yours well worth the cost. I was even prepared to believe that the end might justify the means. Ignorant as I was, I had hoped that you might mend your ways and join hands with us. That we might strive together for the happiness of all. But no more. Your actions cannot be reconciled with your words. Peace for all, you say? Yet when you were threatened, your first act was to sacrifice your own people in order to save yourself. If your paradise can be rebuilt so long as you alone survive, it exists not for the people. It exists solely for your twisted pleasure.
Hear me, Vauthry. The people won't submit to your will, for we each have our own. I made a promise to a noble soul, a woman who saw fit to entrust me with her legacy, and I mean to keep it. Everyone who stands with us has something precious, something that they cherish and would die to protect. They know their own hearts. They know what they want for this world. And by lending their strength to our cause, they have spoken. No matter how hard you may try to bend the world to your will, we will never yield!
Silence! Not another word! You presume to lecture me. Insolent worms. You will learn your place. With my true powers awakened, I will expunge you like the filth you are. Your demise will serve as a reminder to all that I am the zenith of mankind and Shinita both, chosen to rule over creation by right of transcendence. My very existence is virtuous. I am perfect, immaculate.
He seems disinclined to grant us an audience.
Find Vauthry. We will hold the Eaters here. Come! Let's finish this!
Yay, another one. Anybody want to join for this particular duty here? We could gather up a couple of us if we'd like and go on in there. If you prefer not to, of course, just sit back, I'll queue up, and we'll be ready for that one. Level 79, Crown of the Immaculate. Let's see what the timing's. Ooh, it says more than 30 minutes. Ooh, that could be bad. Maybe so, maybe not. We'll see. I will head back to Crystarium, I think. Yeah, here it is, Sunday morning, you know. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can go back and work on, yeah, I can go back and work on the Crystarium deliveries and do some mining or gathering while I wait on that. Let's see, what have I got going here? Oh, I've got, to speak with Loith in the Crystarium. What was that all about? I've forgotten now. Courage born of fear. Well, let's go see what that's about here. Oh, that might... I wonder if that was for, yeah. Oops, I don't know where I'm going. It's not here. Let's see, where are we going? Down below, it looks like. Forget what that was all about. Well, I could always just read the journal. That would help, wouldn't it? Oh, that's our continuation of Lou Reek, I guess. Okay. What's all this then? You got something what needs making? Indeed I do, good sir. I wish to commission the production of a device that can generate a tremendously loud sound. It must be small and light enough to be carried by a single individual as well. Ain't that one of the stranger requests I've heard? Well, if it's just noise you want, then I'd wager we could make do with a special blend of fire sand. I think I've got just the recipe for your needs. I'll need some choice ingredients, mind, and you'll need to go and fetch them for me. Fetch? What precisely is it that you require? Well, there's this one particular beastie native to Khousia what's got a singular diet and leaves these massive dung piles. The fresher the better, if it please. A few varieties of grasses native to Raktika. Oh, and some iron ore from Amarang. I can give you a list if you like. To wit, I will need to travel to the far corners of Norvrant and back. Oh dear, this is rather more involved than I... No more excuses. I will do whatever must needs be done to see this through to the end. My friend, I will not impose these tasks upon you. I insist that you remain here while I go and fetch the required materials. Okay. Anyways, we're here at the Crystarium. Let's see what I've got to go do here. I think I unlocked all my fishing too. And we could do some fishing. That's something that we can interrupt at any time easily. We got to get 8 eyes eel, which I believe are over in over here in Lakeland, I believe, from what I remember. Try to remember what bait I need to use for that. I'll run over to the vendor and see what baits are available there. Maybe spark my memory. Fruit worms, I think. I think that was it. Well, let me look it up just to make sure. 8-eye eel. Yeah, fruit worm. That was the one. I thought so. Where is it? There we go. Ooh, there's 2 DPS queued up for our duty. Ooh, I sense my mark to the northwest. What am I fighting here? That guy. It's Papalotl or whatever. Alright, let's see if we can knock him out. Get a little bit of health on me first here. I couldn't interrupt him. That's too bad. Easy, 100 sacks of nuts. Oh, the estimates dropped down to 16 minutes there. That's pretty cool. It says there's 22 parties currently recruiting in Party Finder too, so this shouldn't take so long, I think. I think there's probably some late night folks over on the other side of the world, or evening time folks on the other side of the world there. Possibly some folks in Europe that are using the servers too. Alright, let's see if we can get us some 8-eye eels here. Do I need, I can't remember, I don't need collector's glove on, do I? Not for these. We'll turn it on anyways. Can't hurt. And if I catch something I can turn in, then I can get some seals. There's some scripts for it. Alright, let's see what we catch here, if anything. We need, what, 6 of those things. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's still 22 parties available, though. That's a lot, actually, to be available. I think it's because it is the weekend, and there may be some folks in other time zones that are using the servers here, too. Oh, you want to jump in? Yeah, sure. No problem, Attack Chicken. Let me get changed back out here. And we'll restart the queue then. Right. Oh, you're over on Adamantoys currently. Yeah, just pop on over. trying to send a friend request. It looks like it says you're back over on Adamantoise there. Oh, okay. Yeah, my good old fishing buddy, the little broader otter here with me. Thank you for that too. I appreciate that. Here we go. All right, I'll get us queued up here then. How about that right away? Okay, well, let's cancel that. That was super duper fast. Awesome. All right, let me get changed back here quickly. I'm not gathering. Here we go. All right, there we go. Got it. Phew, that was nice. Nice and fast. Here we go. And we got one DPS. There they go.
Are you so determined to die? One last chance, villains! Bow down and acknowledge your king! Your god!
Yeah, that was super magic.
Prepare for judgment! This will be a good. To me, my servants! Feast upon these villains and their foul sins! you not fall! What is it? I see now. This is the pattern of my ascension. Very well. I shall embrace this trial.
Got lucky surviving that. Somebody's unleashing. There we go. Got him, got him. Yes, indeed.
I am all powerful!
Alrighty, well there we go. Thank you for the accompaniment there, Attack Chicken. That sounds like that was the prescription we needed today. Yeah, I did some of them. I wasn't quite sure where I had to be. I understood the rotating one there, but got caught. I thought I was within the gap, but I guess I wasn't. That one's not too bad. Is that Vauthry? Yeah, he's prettier now. I see. It's finally over then. Now, night will return to all of Norvrant, bringing salvation to both of our two worlds. And upon speaking with Reen, we've got several cutscenes, so here we go. Let's just settle in and do whatever's doing here. And we'll be able to fly. That's right, sit tight, people. Got more coming here, it looks like.
Why am I cast down? But it is you who are the villains. Father told me that I am hope. I am righteousness. That I am a god.
And actually, I'm just going to take a pause here just for a moment. I won't advance the scenes any here, but I do have to take just a short break. I will be right back, so just take me a moment or two. Well, more than a couple moments, but I appreciate your patience. All right, here we go.
That is why I was born, as man and sin eater both. I kept the people safe. They respected me, worshipped How can this be? I should be the one looking down at you. Damn you! I am your god!
Look! The sky!
Fools! Were it not for my decisive action, the whole city would have been overrun, razed to the ground. Yet they dare to complain about casualties? Spare me. I'll wager they were put up to it by those wretches who seek to usurp me. They're stirring up the citizenry. But if they think I will yield to the likes of them, they are gravely mistaken.
To be subjected to such deplorable treatment, such ingratitude. You have my sympathies, sir. You do so much good for this city, and you could do so much more were you not surrounded by fools.
Who are you? You're not supposed to be in here.
My apologies for the intrusion, but I come bearing a proposal, one that will ensure the longevity of your reign. But give me the word, sir, and I will bring hither a Lightwarden. By giving its power to the babe within your lady wife's womb, we shall create a transcendent being. A king to rule over all. And as sire to the king, your authority will never again be in question.
Amazing. Before my Vauthry, they behave as docile pets. With this gift, my line shall be guaranteed power for perpetuity. We shall rule the whole world.
By all means, sir. United under Yulmor's banner, men will cease fighting and abandon their ambitions. Thus, they will grow fat and complacent, and in their sloth, seal your supremacy.
Are you all right? Say something! "12 Fend. She cannot contain the light. She's beginning to turn. Urianger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time."
It's changing back.
The combined power of every Lightwarden is too terrible a burden for any one soul to bear. And so I shall relieve you of it.
Exarch! What are you doing?
I will channel this profusion of power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds. As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew? Not I. And thus did I use you.
No, I don't believe you. It doesn't make sense.
Damn you! We won't let you do with her as you please.
Do not interfere! Please, I beseech you all, let him go!
You knew of this, Urianger. 'Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
Then, what does he mean to do?
He means to take the light with him into the rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrand.
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered. Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
There he is. Call him by his name.
Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend, my inspiration.
Only those who possess the royal eye of the Allagan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the First. Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. To think that he went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity. Alas, it is not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours.
You bastard!
Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you. What a disappointment you turned out to be. I placed my faith in you, led myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now, halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage.
It was you who created Vauthry, wasn't it?
I am an Asian. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the Great Rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logriff with the task of increasing light's sway over this world. This we sought to do by manipulating heroes. When that failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vauthry. Thanks to your meddling, that too has ended in failure.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided she could contain and control the light. If not, then she, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. 'Twas as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening. But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
Then I simply kill you all. At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing Lightwardens willy-nilly. Suffice it to say, it would be most inconvenient to have all that light taken away. And I would be lying if I were to claim his actions didn't have me worried. You still retain your form and your senses. But you have all but become a Sin Eater. Whether you will it or no, your mere existence will serve to engulf the world in light. Those in your company will likewise turn into Sin Eaters, and in time you will succumb to your base instincts and hunt innocents to feast on their sweet, sweet ether. Those few with the will left to fight may rise up against you, but before your absolute might, they will quickly know despair. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. Ah, the irony. What Vauthry achieved through bliss, you achieved through despair. But I have overstayed my welcome. I shall look forward to seeing you bring the world to its knees, hero.
Exarch!
I have naught to show for all the time and effort I invested in you. He is a small token for my troubles. I did not expect that I could learn aught from man, but I may yet learn something from all the knowledge he had hoarded for his precious hero. I pity you, I do. Your friends are now your foes. If you do not kill them, they will kill you. When it all becomes too much to bear, seek me out at my abode in the dark depths of the Tempest. There, you may complete your descent into madness with some dignity, far from prying eyes. Till then, I bid you farewell. Eat.
Ah, finally.
What happened?
After you collapsed, Emmet's self vanished. Then Reen did what she could to stay the raging of the light within your body. Thanks to her, you're still you, but she's only delayed the inevitable. You're not going to like what you see, but you still need to see it. It's like this all over. The whole of Norvrat is shrouded in light again. And it's because of you, and the power you absorbed from the Wardens. No one knows but your friends. When they carried you down from the mountain, they told everyone waiting below that they didn't understand why the light had returned. And now they're out there trying to allay the people's fears, while searching for a way to save you. If you're well enough to be up, you're well enough to get some fresh air. Better that than stewing in here. Go on. Go.
All right, well, at least we can fly in Khousia now. Oh, miss, you're awake. You were injured during the foray on Mount Gold, yes? I was here at my station, as always, when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. And to compound my worry, the sky has, well, I'm sure you've seen. It has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to reassure our anxious citizens? Braggy was one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since to inquire after your condition. And I could go up here and wait for Lou Reek to return while we're doing these things. Yeah, it was a series of surprisingly harrowing experiences, but in the end I managed to obtain the materials necessary for the construction of my secret weapon. That gentleman was rather accommodating. Despite being somewhat put out that I had not any gil to pay him for his labor, he was nevertheless willing to teach me how to craft the arrows myself. He said he found my industriousness endearing. I must confess, despite being utterly exhausted by all his busy work, it has been somewhat refreshing. And now that my noisemaker arrows are ready, I cannot wait to put them to the proof. If all goes to plan, the explosion should be loud enough to incapacitate Andrea for a time. Let us put an end to her tale, my friend, and in so doing, write the opening of ours, that of Reek and Anne, bounty hunters extraordinary. Come, Raktika and glory await. Yep, in a little bit, Lou Reek. We'll head over there after a while. Well, well, look who's back from the dead. It was a grim sight. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I feared you had one foot in the grave. Cold and lifeless you were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched our poor Exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked White, what is this world coming to? But moaning never solved a thing, did it? Nay, it's times like these we Crystarium folk stand tall and do what needs to be done. Trade with Yulmore is back on the table. We'd best make use of those resources to fortify the city against the Eaters, or whatever misery the fates deem fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Chesamil was worried sick about you. A healer wringing her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you. Even Spajaric's Chirurgeons were forbidden from making visits. Reen was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to eater corruption, so I suppose there was little any of us could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and yon, seeking a cure to your condition. I worry to see their faces grown ever more haggard every time they pass through the crystarium. I shall let them know you're awake, and when they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they all collapse of exhaustion. And our own Morin has been a little better, I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his nose buried in one dusty tome or another. So, Morin next. And I'm gonna go grab another elite mark from the nuts board here. Might be able to get us another easy 100 nuts if we run into our hunt mark. Oh. Already did it. Yeah, I've already slain that mark. Huh. When did I get this? I must have got this after Tuesday, maybe. That might be what happened. Alright, well, we'll pick up one if we think about it later. Yep, I'm out of cutscenes now. Light has returned to Norvrant. Confound it, this says the same thing as the last. Mayhap I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Anne, is it truly you and not some figment of my imagination? Oh, but this is wonderful. 'Twould seem our prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for the wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the Lightwardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have pored over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose to the Exarch, and thus do I feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you are awake, however, I am hopeful the search for our stolen steward might begin in earnest. Catelys, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mean in preparations for battle, though against what foe we are as yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be a much welcome release. Anne, alive and well, I see. You gave us all a proper fright, you know that? The friends you've made in the facets have been talking with me, wondering what they could do to help. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdier helms, then maybe you would have won the day and the Exarch would still be here. As such, we're keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If you could stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. Aye, well, that's some fine work, I must admit. It wouldn't be impossible to make something better, but we'd need to experiment with different patterns and materials, and I'm not sure we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. Greetings, Glynard. The Master of the Stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I didn't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to this predicament of yours. And by genius, you mean old Grenold? He is a man of unrivaled gifts. I won't argue with you there. But what good does his talent do us if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide nor hair of Grenold since he wandered off some years ago. You know what he's like once he latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if that eccentric is somewhere you're destined to meet, I'll wager he'll show up soon enough. In my time at the bar, many's the tale I've heard told of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. All right, Attack Chicken, thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Hope you have a great rest of your day there. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grenold, you'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you're fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to convalescing, eh? Before you do that, you're actually the reason I came over here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock until you're properly well, but if you're passing near the stairs, then I've a regular who's eager to see you. I'd best be getting back. Just because the world's coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we have to follow suit now, does it? Here. We can't forget the heart upon which this city was founded, or the Exarch might not have much of a home to return to. Anne, are you all right? I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Or you might consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery, but the Exarch often liked to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. All right, well, I will take a moment to feel the wind upon my face then.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight. I can imagine how torn you must feel.
looking at that sky, knowing what it means to everyone, and that you're responsible.
It's all such a mess.
Aye. An all too familiar one. Here you stand alone, expecting no one else to bear the burden for you. You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet. I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burned so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive. Well, come on then. As I thought, what happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours. I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
Worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie. Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours. My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you? Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle. It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Ilmeg will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them. What? Don't give me that look! Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? My dear beloved sapling, you are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place. Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue. You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer. But what will you do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
And let's see, gather information on the Crystal Exarch. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an Amaro. What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I am happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. As any in this city could tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion and many untold secrets. But none can doubt his generosity.
When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restrictions upon us but one. No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasons past, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, because one day the Crystal Tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived. Hey, Shoto, good to see you. How you been doing? We're making our way through Shadowbringers here. Just finished fighting Vauthry. Got all 5 out of 6 zones are currently freed now. And it is good to see you awake and alert, my friend. Been good, enjoying the new patch. All right. Yeah, I'll get there someday myself, I guess. What's this about? You're not writing the Exarch's memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions, unspoken rule and all that. Busy with exams. Oh gosh, yeah. Is your semester over now, or just about finished? No, I haven't done the new patch on my main. As a matter of fact, I think all I've done is the first dungeon in the very, very first patch for Endwalkers. So yeah, I've still got the rest of 6.1 through 6.4 to get through, even on my main. I haven't bothered doing any of that extra stuff yet. Have 1 writing exam left and 1 oral. Oh, okay. So yeah, I could kick back for a few days probably and enjoy some new content that I've not gone through before. Is it getting really exciting? Oh, I bet it is. I'm kind of anxious to see what they're building up to for whatever 7.0 ends up being. If anyone has fresh insights to share, then it'd be Captain Lena, I'd say. She lost her parents to an eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard, not that our proud captain would ever let it show. If you do decide to talk to Lena, she'll be at her usual post at the Ascensor Gate. You and your partner so excited for 7.0. Oh yeah, new jobs. That will be interesting for sure. I guess that means they would have some new job that would start, if they're doing like the previous ones, they'll have a new job that starts at level 80, I guess. Yeah. Whatever the new jobs are, they maybe start them at level 80 then. Who is the next one we got to talk to here? Well, at least having light come back to the zones doesn't mean that I can't fly. At least I can still fly in the zones here. I think maybe a new caster and a new tank. Or possibly a ranged DPS. Yeah, I'd be eager to see what they introduce. I can't think of, you know what I always do in these situations, I go back and look through Final Fantasy Tactics, see what jobs they provided there, and see what's missing currently here and try to guess based on that. Something like Geomancer would be kind of interesting. They finally put Geomancer in Final Fantasy XI too at one point. I played that just very briefly. Geomancer, that is. And that was kind of an interesting job to play there. Yeah, something people say it's got to be like Geomancer or Enchanter or something like that. Yeah, I would definitely. I wonder if it's going to be just like a Blue Mage, where it's just a special job or something like that, or whether they'll actually integrate it with the story too. Oh, was there something else you needed? If you've come for the results of my research into this persistent light, I'm afraid there's little to tell as of yet. Records pertaining to the Exarch? Well, I need no documentation to relay what little I know of its history, if that is what interests you. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the Flood when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. Excited to raid this tier's Savage also. Super cool armor, huh? Alright. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who had lost their homes or Berberites fleeing their ruined kingdom, and together did they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin so alike to the tower he had summoned, and bestowed upon him the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, 'twould seem that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. And we need to head out to the Ascensor Gate. Anne, I was not told you had awoken. A welcome surprise. Now, if only the Exarch was returned to us. He was taken by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him. And so I bristled when they asked for patience. I did not understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realize that I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Khousia, the Exarch entrusted me with a key. It opens a door in the ocular to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. He bid me allow none into the tower once he had departed. Only in the event that an army of eaters descended upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instructions, but the battle with Vauthry loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, that moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall the look upon his face, he knew that some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, Anne, I need to know what he feared, what battle you and your companions are truly fighting. I can't tell you. Forgive me. I trust in the Exarch, and I should not be voicing these doubts when he is not here to respond to them personally. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Ah, I see I am not the only one who burns for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of eaters, I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Come, meet me in the ocular, and I will unlock the door within. Mistress Anne, the captain said to expect you.
I have unlocked the door to the umbilicus. You are free to enter. Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without.
A moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee. Thy true name is Khousia, then. By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Sid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the River of Time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds. Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes, and thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope! We are finished! Mankind is finished!" Then others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass. The fighting went on unabated, but some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me. By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th umbral calamity. This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the Source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only woman who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Sid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was her. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread. Where others would stumble and fall, she would rise above. Where others would break and run, she would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally. In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were her deeds joyously retold. For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights. And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the Warrior of Light herself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. She was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to her. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again, and live. I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Wherefore sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say?
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood, and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First. Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
What price?
When all is said and done, and the last of the Lightwardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me, but in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity, and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the Calamity, and make of it a portent. A prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the Rift.
Is this truly thy wish?
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would. And I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
Careful now. If you lose control again, the Light could claim you for good. Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
I mean to have a few words with both Emmett and the Exarch.
Then we should be on our way. Dacian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Khousia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
Did you find the answers you sought? If there is nothing more you need, I will go and lock the door. I need some directions. You wish to know the way to the Tempest? You mean the sea itself and not the island of Khousia? If you make a request to the Tamers, they will provide you with an Amaro, but... Do you mean to leave right this moment? Alone? I am not sure that... Nay, I will not seek to stop you. Go with the blessings of the Shadow, and I shall await your safe return. It looks like this is a good point to stop at here. When we come back again on Tuesday morning to resume our Final Fantasy stream here, we may jump over and finish off our class quest with Lou Reek over in Raktika, and then we can move on to the Tempest to get to the last zone for our story here in Shadowbringers. So that's all we've got for today. I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. And we'll look for you on Tuesday morning. We're off tomorrow, no streaming. But yeah, back with Final Fantasy XIV Tuesday morning, about 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time here in the U.S. So take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.